Hey, this is Brian Stevens with eXp Realty. I am a member of the Wolfpack and the Realtors of Faith, and I want to give you an idea of, first of all, a personal testimony that I've been in this business for close to 30 years, and we made the move to eXp Realty about 3 years ago. And I want to tell you, it is an amazing company. We are super happy at eXp. We left Keller Williams after 12 years. We had been with Remax, Coldwell Banker, and you can imagine 30 years is a long time. And so we have seen some great companies, but I will tell you this, eXp Realty is hands down one of the most amazing companies that I've been a part of. And so I'm super excited to introduce you to a little bit about eXp Realty and the Wolfpack. And by the way, if you have questions after this, let's connect for a call. I would love to do that. You'll see all my contact information below. And that is my cell phone, or you can email me, text me, whatever you'd like to do. We can have a video chat, talk about this company and what it has to offer. So without further ado, let's kind of start to roll into it. So how I first found eXp Realty, by the way, about 3 years ago, I was beginning to start to think about my long-term career in this business. And so I started Googling and I started thinking about eXp Realty, and I stumbled upon Mike Sherrard, which I think now it was not an accident. I know that God kind of put this together. Started looking at Mike's videos. And so I watched Mike's videos for weeks, not months, but weeks. I kind of binge watched him. I thought, this guy knows his stuff. He knows eXp Realty. He understands it. He explains it very well. And he just kind of introduced it to me, and I just watched his channel. And then we had a couple calls, and the rest is history. So really appreciate Mike and his leadership. He was a top producing agent for multiple years. He's got over 100,000 subscribers on his channel. He's trained over 5,000 agents to scale their business using social media. And he's really a leader and a record breaker in the industry. Highest number of FLAs at eXp, which we'll talk about that in a minute. Highest number of FLQA at eXp worldwide. So Mike is an amazing guy, and he's a leader. He works his butt off, and he's just awesome. So let's talk about eXp Realty. Look at this. 2009, eXp was founded in the cloud, which is kind of cool. I will tell you that the founder, Glenn Sanford, is an amazing leader, and also our CEO Leo is also incredible. But Glenn was part of Keller Williams for a while. Wanted to go cloud-based. The leadership did not agree. He started eXp Realty, and the rest is history. But you can see 2009 was founded in the cloud. 2013, we went public. We are publicly traded. We get stock opportunities, which we'll talk about that. 2015, I love this, the Icon Agent Program and Equity Opportunities launch, which I have been a 3-time Icon. You can see my 2 trophies behind me. I'm waiting on the 3rd in 3 years. Let me tell you something. If you're doing, I'm going to call it 25 to 30 deals a year, you need to be part of this company, because you're going to get your $16,000 split back in company stock. It's amazing. So you're really at 100% brokerage, which I've been at now for 3 years. So Icon Agent, we'll talk more about that. In 2018, we joined the NASDAQ, so I can go on and check my stock out at any time. And then we also acquired Verabella, which is really cool for our cloud metaverse. 2019, Canada, UK, Australia. Let me tell you, we're just blowing up in other markets too. In 2020, we started the Success. We have the magazine, which is incredible. And then there's just so much more here. eXp Global, eXp Commercial. We're going to talk a little bit about eXp Luxury, which I'm a member of, certified. Love the luxury brand and all the marketing that it offers. And in 2022, more than 86,000 agents in over 24 global markets. Would you like to grow your business, not just nationwide, but worldwide? I mean, think about that for a second. Worldwide, do you want to do that? You could do that and be partners with other agents in Europe, in Mexico. You name it, you can be partners with them. So let me tell you, literally, the world is at your fingertips. So let's look at this. Now the agent count is more than 89,000 agents across all 50 US states, all Canadian provinces, 22 additional countries, 3 more to come by the end of 2025. We are exploding in growth. So here's what are some dispelling myths. We are, eXp Realty, the #1 growth leader in year-over-year sales volume, transaction side, and agent count. We're the #1 in sides, the #1 top movers, sides, and sales volume, and we're the #1 independent broker out there. But people don't like to talk about that. But we're the #1 in transactions, #4 in sales volume, eXp Realty, and we haven't even been around that long. Can you imagine what's going to happen in the future? Let's talk about eXp versus a traditional brokerage. I could go on and on about this, but here's what I'll say. If you're thinking wealth, if you're thinking lifestyle, whatever your motive is, I don't know what it is, but brick and mortar brokerages, have you noticed this? Now, here's what I'll say. Look in your marketplace, and I don't know where you are. I don't know what time you're watching this video or what city or what stage you're in, but in our marketplace here in Central Florida, I have noticed, and I don't want to call it any brands like, trying to dog other brands, because other brands are great. But have you noticed this? They've downsized in their office space. They used to be in big buildings. Now they're moving into strip centers. Now they're moving smaller. Now other agents aren't even coming to the office. They're working from home. Have you noticed the trend the last 2 to 3 years? And we're just coming out of this exploding 2021, 22, part of 23, where things just blew up all over the nation, right? But have you noticed the last, I'm going to call it 2 or 3 years, where office space is just not quite what it used to be? Now, not saying that's bad for office space, because when you're an eXp Realtor, you get a free membership to Regent's office if you're still interested in that. But I'm coming back to the big traditional brokerages. Yeah, they've cut back on office space on overhead because they're realizing they're not making any money, and agents don't have to go into the office every day. So that's a whole separate conversation, but just think about that in your marketplace where you are. Now, the equity opportunities, one of the top 5 reasons I'm going to tell you that I came over to eXp Realty is this: equity awards through incentive programs. So what does that mean? $200 of EXPI stock for your first transaction closing. So when you close your first transaction with eXp, you get $200 worth of company stock. Pretty cool. When you cap, right? We're going to talk about capping in a minute, but you get $400 of eXp stock when you cap. When you bring somebody in our company and you attract them to the company, you get $400 of stock directly for attracting another agent after the agent closes on their first transaction. I think that's pretty cool, right? So think about that. You're getting equity awards through the incentive program. Now, again, go to NASDAQ. EXPI is our stock symbol. It's on the ticker tape. So just make sure you're aware of that. The Icon Award, which we just talked about, you get up to $16,000 of stock once you hit production goals within and cultural goals within the anniversary year. So it's amazing. Now, some of the stock that you get has a 2 or 3 year waiting period on it. It's a vesting period. But if you're in this business long-term, which hopefully you are, that stock's going to be there. It's maybe part of your retirement plan. Maybe you want to use part of it because some of it you get right away. Maybe you want to use part of it to upgrade your car, to pay off some debt, to pay down your mortgage. I don't know what your situation is, but it's really nice to have. And then the third way you can get equity and get stock is the Agent Equity Commission Program. So you can voluntarily enroll to receive 5% of your net commissions from your closed transaction deducted from your check. And so that's kind of nice. That's a nice way to build a little bit of savings of equity down the road. And if you can see this, 65% of agents and brokers participate in that program. What's the revenue share? The eXp Realty agents can receive revenue share income from the sales activity of the agents that you sponsor into the program, which is really, really nice. So agents earn based on AGCI, adjusted gross commission income, from the sales sponsored by a capping agent and productive agents in your group. So it's very beneficial for you. Don't just attract agents that don't do any business, but when you attract agents that are producers, it's going to build your rev share group. So which is amazing. Now look at this, AGCI, which is your what? Your adjusted gross commission income, is dynamically calculated each month so that eXp Realty pays out and retains 50% of the company dollar. We're going to talk about that more later, but does your company share the revenue with you? I'm not talking about the profit. I was a member of a profit share company, and the profits were very unknown, and the profits were all over the place, and you couldn't predict the profits because they had big overhead. So I was a part of that a little bit, but very unpredictable. And to be honest with you, it just was not very enticing. And we had some equity in the game. I'll share that. But the revenue share, eXp Realty is sharing 50% of their revenue with who? The builders, man, the people that are growing this company, the people that are making it happen. So it's a generous company, and they want to help bless us as agents too. So what does that look like? The revenue share plan is this. Let's look at this. The agent and the company split. Here's your split. Some of you got on this video, you're like, okay, what's your split at eXp? 80-20. 80-20 split. No matter who you are, no matter how long you've been in the business, if you've been in the business a month, been in the business 30 years, your split is 80-20, no negotiate, which I love. By the way, that's a good, strong split, 80-20. Now, look at this. Out of that 20%, the agents and the company are going to split that in half when it comes to revenue share. So out of that 20%, 10% is going to go amongst the agent's pool of revenue share. The company's going to get the other 10%, which is really, really cool. Let's look at the revenue share plan chart. And by the way, I would love to have more of a conversation with you on this so we could do even more of a deep dive, because this can get confusing. And I'm not going to stop and go too deep here because I want to keep you interested and enticing. But here's what I'll tell you. Here's what you need to look at. This is the new frontline qualifying for your agents, right? Is right here. So your first 3 tiers, by the way, when I got into the company, it was this. Tier 1, you get to qualify. Tier 2, you had to have 5 agents to qualify for your revenue share in Tier 2. And same thing with Tier 3, you had to have at least 10 FLQA, right? Frontline qualifying agents in this to get into Tier 3. But now, under the new system, which is amazing, which again shows the heart of a giving brokerage, you get to qualify for your first 3 tiers for your rev share, which is so cool. And I don't think it breaks it down here, so I'll just stop. But this is really cool. What I was gonna say is, as an icon agent, right, you automatically unload or unlock 7 tiers, which is just crazy. But I digress. Let's go back up to here. So this is the new FLQA. So let's look at this. Revenue share, pay now. I can go on my phone, look at the agents, look at my rev share in my group. I can do a pay now. I don't have to wait until the 20th of the month to get my revenue share. I can click a button and get paid now if you want to, which is really nice. So you get paid regardless of production. Bonus opportunity for Tier 1, Year 1, fast start, man. You got to check this out. Full transparency. It is on your app, on your desktop. You can see everything that everybody's doing. I love that. We have a team here at Rhodes Stevens Real Estate Group here in Central Florida. I can see what my team is doing, their production level, their rev share, their split, what they've done, the whole thing. I love it. I don't have to wait on somebody in my company to send me a report 2, 3, 4 days later. I don't have to wonder if it's right or not. It's right here. It's all cloud-based, so it's all the data is incredible. It's the largest revenue share growth opportunity because you're 7 levels. Look at this. Now, let me keep going. Down here on the new FLQA tier 4, if you have 5 agents that are qualifying for this, guess what happens? You get to go all the way down to tier 4. And then you can see how it tiers down here. So most of us won't be to this point, but again, something to think about. All right. Let's jump down to this right here. So here is a little bit of an idea. If you had a $10,000 commission, okay, $8,000 of it goes to who? You, the agent. $2,000 to EXP, right? 80-20 split. We talked about that. So remember we said out of that 20 split, EXP is splitting that 50-50. So 1,000 to EXP. That's how they got to pay the bills. You know, over 1,000 employees in a cloud, they got to pay the bills. The other $1,000 goes into the revenue share pool, which is shared by who? All of us agents. Yay. Love that, right? It's awesome. So that $1,000 for the revenue share is getting shared in all these tiers. Make sense? Okay. This is a percentage that you're going to see in the different tiers. Okay. And remember, 50%, right? This is all going to total 50%. So on a payout, on a $10,000 commission for an agent in tier 1, you're going to get $175. Pretty good. Capping agent, the minimum payout a year is $1,400 that you're going to be able to gather for your rev share from an agent that is below you, that is capping. So they're, in other words, they're doing what? They're paying in $16,000 into EXP Realty, right? They're capping out, and then they go to 100%. The rest of their until their anniversary year resets. So you can see all these amounts too. So pretty cool. And then there's also, now this is really cool, leftover revenue share pool bonus. I can tell you this, every month at the end, it may show I'm getting, for example, $300 in my rev share. By the time they deposit that money in my account, it's always a little bit over because of the rev share pool. And there's a way to calculate that. I won't get into this. I want to move faster, but know that it'll bump up a little bit from that, and that's from the revenue share pool. Again, this is a little bit more information on tier 1. You can see your FLQA, frontline qualifying agents, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and same thing, 5, right? 5, then you're going to get into tier 4, and it just shows you all the different amounts that you're going to get. Look at this when you jump down here. You jump down here, if you get 30 or more agents, look at tier 7, getting 22.5%. It's crazy. This can build really, really quick. So revenue share, here's the cool thing about it. It's willable. It's a willable asset, right? Is that not awesome? You can will that to your family. So this is something you can build. And when you decide to get out of the business or retire one day, which by the way, retirement's not in the Bible. I'm going to keep on working until I can't stop, until I have to stop selling real estate, but I'm going to continue to do it. But when I decide to slow down in my production and eventually call it retire, I get to will, whenever I pass away from this earth, because we all will, I will give that down to my wife, whoever's surviving me, my kids, what have you. It's amazing. What a blessing. And then retirement plan. This is a way for an off-ramp for me and you to get out of the production wheel. And by the way, I love production. I am high in production, as I've told you, but this is to where I don't have to grind all the time. It's going to give me an off-ramp. I'm super excited about that, which is one of the reasons I came to this company. Now, let's talk about the luxury program briefly. I am a luxury certified agent. Let me tell you this. I will personally tell you, this marketing right here is amazing, and it's so simple to do. Let me give an example. In my market, again, our average price is like $350, $360 here in the Central Florida area. I'm in Lakeland. And to me, a luxury home for me is going to be $500 and up. Is how I'm personally qualifying. Now, if your average price range is $500,000 in your market, you may say, I'm going to give it everything $800 and up, $800,000 and up, or $1 million and up. I'm going to qualify it as a luxury property. And again, you get to kind of determine that as you will, but that's what I'm doing. So every listing I get over 500K, I'm going to help with the luxury marketing, because you get 10 slots to be able to plug this marketing into. I was just on last night, adding a few more, and I can tell you this marketing is ridiculous. World-class brand advertising and marketing, the luxury listing distribution. When you put in the data, it's going to send it to many high-end companies like the Robb Report. There's like 5 or 6 publications that the Wall Street Journal, you're going to see it on there. So you can click on the button, you can send the report to your sellers, and then they can scroll down and see the different publications it's on, their websites, and then you can click on that. It'll show it in the Wall Street Journal, in the Robb Report. And it'll show many times how many views. And so it's literally worldwide, which is amazing. We have powerful partnerships, extraordinary presentations, and really a great community with global exposure. So I'm going to move on, but the luxury program, nobody can touch us there. eXp Healthcare. I am a personal benefactor of this. My family right now, as of the recording of this video, or October 2025, we have the eXp Healthcare and we love it. Very affordable. It covers a lot. So better benefits, better price. It's great for health share, major medical, supplemental insurance. And this will walk you right through what you need. And I can tell you this, it's through Clearwater Health Solution. And it's been great. We've had it for, I think, most of this year, and it's been fine. So as of the recording of this video, again, I'm going to highly endorse the healthcare because we use it. And my wife, by the way, works for a fairly large company. And so we could have it deducted from her check. But when we did the numbers, we did everything. We're like, actually, the eXp Healthcare is better than her corporate company plan. So we went with that. Here's one of the cool things about the Wolfpack. Let's talk about the Wolfpack, which is part of the reason I partnered with eXp Realty and Mike Sherrard. You get the access when you join eXp Realty under me. I would be your sponsored agent. You're going to get all of this social media training. It's private for the Wolfpack only. Mike just loaded a couple months ago the Social Agent Academy with AI. Look at this. Okay, YouTube ads, Facebook, Instagram, Google ads, TikTok ads, right? Accelerator programs, you name it. If you're into social media, which you should be if you're going to survive and thrive in this business, and if you're not willing to do a little bit of that, I don't know if you're going to be around. I'm just saying, unless you got some major referral network. If you're not doing social media at some level, you don't have to do some off the top. But if you're not doing it, okay, best of luck to you. It's going to be tough. So, and again, I've just dabbled in it, but this has really helped me, not the ads, but build my YouTube channel, which you're watching this on now, which I have a couple of them out there. But let me tell you, it's life-changing. It's absolutely fantastic. Mike has got many Wolfpack success stories. Suman Kim, he's incredible. He was a new agent. He came to a new city, no experience. He had no channel, no videos. Mike trained and mentored him through his program. First deal, closed over 87 deals in his first 12 months. In his first 2.5 years with the Wolfpack, he's closed over $5 million of gross commission income. Pretty good. Here's John. John was a new agent. He had no deals for 6 months at Keller Williams. He didn't have a channel, didn't have any videos. He started getting daily calls after a month. And he closed 75 deals in his first 12 months with the Wolfpack. That's really good. He's an icon agent, more than likely. He retired his wife from corporate America after a year. And I can tell you, there's so many more of these. Mike interviews success stories on his channel, and it's been fantastic. I've got a chance to interview with Mike and talk to him on his channel, talk about how we've been able to be successful with his systems and with eXp and with what we do. And I will just tell you, big help. It's really awesome. There's a lot of success stories. There's many, many more agents, but I'll keep rolling here. We're going to wrap this up in just a few minutes, but there's additional training and support. There's real estate training, virtual in-person events for explosive growth, And this is really important, 5 live mastermind calls per week, right? Every Tuesday, well, actually Monday, there's a training for EXP Realty. Tuesday, there's a mastermind, which is like usually over 100 agents on there, and 5 of them per week. So, which is crazy. Direct support from our leadership group, closing calls from your revenue share organization. If you need Mike to hop on with you, if you're trying to bring over a big team, or some branded, I won't say company, but large team, or even 1 or 2 agents, I will help you. Mike will help you bring them in, explain more about EXP Realty and how it would benefit them to see if it works for them. So there's a private Wolfpack hub that you get to be a member of, which is, again, awesome. Here's all your things we've talked about. And now there's even more by the recording of this video. What does EXP look like with splits? Here it is right here. You're on an 80-20 split. 80-20, we talked about that, $16,000 cap. After capping, you get 100% for the remainder of the year. And probably depends on where you are in your market and your price range. Where we are, I've already told you my average price range. You're probably, I'm looking at 7 to 8 deals before I go to 100%. So we're usually capping in a month, month and a half, 2 months. Then we're at 100% the rest of the year. Now let's go here. After you cap, it's a $250 capped transaction fee, but that's going to cap. So once you're capped and the transaction fees total $5,000, then your transaction fee goes to $75, which is great. How much does it cost to get started? $149 startup fee. It's $85 a month for your cloud brokerage fee, right? That includes your CRM and so many other things. There's a $25 transaction review fee, $60 risk management for your E&O. So we are covered. Now look at this right down here. Per transaction, and caps at $750, which is great. So this is going to cap at $750. Bottom line is, after you get going in this business, like right now, I've been capped in a lot of places. I'm paying like $100 a transaction. That's it. And have been for months. So it's fantastic. All right. In Canada, you can see same split here. The standard costs are a little bit different for Canada, a little bit $199 startup fee, cloud brokerage fee. You can see all this. So it's a little bit different. But hey, I would love to partner with you. And I hope you found this video, enticing, inviting. It's making you scratch your head. Let me say this. I don't believe in making quick, unrational decisions with anything you do. When it comes to your real estate brokerage, you need to think and pray about it and have peace about it if you're going to make a move. Because, hey, 3 years ago, I did. It's a big deal. It's a big deal making a move. So I want you to think about it, pray about it. Let's have a couple conversations. I don't expect you to have one conversation and go, I'm going to jump to EXP Realty. I didn't do that. I talked to Mike. I talked to my business partner. I prayed about it. I talked to my friends, my coach, right? I talked to many people, thought about it. It took a couple months for me to make a decision. And then my business partner and I made that decision. We talked with our existing broker, hard conversation because they're great, but we knew this was the right thing to do. It was God's timing. And let me tell you this, we haven't looked back. It's been amazing. So, hey, let's have a conversation and talk about where you are and answer your questions, which is the most important thing. It's the reason I made this video, to hopefully help you understand a little bit more about EXP Realty, the Wolfpack, the Realtors of Faith, what we offer and how we can benefit you. So I hope this has helped you. And all my contact information is below. Brian Stevens, whether selling or buying, you got to call Brian. Let's chat about your real estate business. All right. God bless. Have a great day. Thanks.